Guys, let's talk about practice. This is going to be a really important thing because what I tend to see are the differences between very elitist golfers to very sort of higher handicap golfers is very much some big differences in terms of how they're practicing. So the advice I'm going to give you today is very gospel and it's what you want to introduce. Now, that being said, there are going to be proportions of your practice time where you want to spend just working on your technique. However, you don't want to do that all the time because you'll drive yourself insane, and also because there are more important things that you can work on to give you a better ability. And the first one is more awareness of the club face. So what I mean by this is the sort of scratch elitist golfer will be very aware of things like their club path and their face, to the point where they would be able to pretty much on demand be able to hit a draw, or equally be able to hit more of a fade shot. What I tend to find then is that your mid golfer to your higher handicap golfer obviously has very little awareness for both of these things. So spending some time at least learning or trying to learn how to draw and fade the golf ball is very, very beneficial, because like I say, one, it will give you a new skill acquisition, which is good for your learning anyway, and it will make you more susceptible to swing changes if you're learning new things. But also it's just a good skill set, because if you can start to become more coordinated in controlling the club face, you'll actually find on those days when your swing sequence isn't quite right, you'll actually still manage the club face pretty well. So that is the first thing, learning to shape shots when you're down the driving range. The second one I would say is equally as important, is not spending all of your time hitting just full shots. So again, what I tend to see with, you know, the kind of elitist golfers that I work with is generally when they're hitting shots and I'm asking them about their game, it's really rare that they'll stand there just trying to hit full shots in front of me. What they'll tend to do is hit some sort of half shots, three-quarter shots, and then some full shots in there as well, as opposed to the sort of mid-high handicap golfer just produces the full shots. When you are playing golf, if you hit your 8-iron 150 yards, it's very rare that you'll have 150 yards into a green. So you do have to start learning to reduce your distances by practicing that. The other reason why this is really beneficial is because actually it's much harder to hit the golf ball straight when you're not trying to hit it full, right? Strangely, when you just ask somebody to hit it, you know, hard as they can, actually the dispersion comes inward quite a lot. So spending some time practicing hitting shots at, say, you know, 50%, we're talking full swings, 75% in terms of tempo, etc. and effort, is one, it's really good because it will help you lower the distances, so you'll be able to bridge the gap between the clubs a little bit better. But equally, it's also very good for that skill set because it will again heighten your awareness for your swing and your tempo. Now, the last one is approach play. We know that the biggest difference in every golfer is between 150 and 200 yards. So you need to improve your approach play. Now, some of that will be conditioned because of distance. So your elitist golfer can hit the ball much harder and further than your high handicap golfer. However, if you can't make distance gains, then you still need to allocate a lot of time practicing with those clubs. So if that means you need to spend more time practicing with your 6-iron, with your 5-iron, with your 4-high, you know, 4-wood, 7-wood, 5-wood, whatever, you want to start making sure that you are consuming at least half of your time on those areas, because I'm pretty convinced if you had 100 golf balls and you spent 25 of the first shots working on the curvature shapes, 25 working on your distance and building that awareness, and then finishing that session just spending a lot of time on your practice and your approach play, would make a huge difference. Welcome it, let me know, I'll see you soon.